Okay. It's Joseph and Helen. First one's on. Okay. Hello, Joseph and Helen.
Yes, hi.
Hi. Do you need can I get you a drink?
Would be good. Scotch on the rock, please.
A little schnapps, huh?
No, scotch on the rock.
Scotch on the rock. What kind of scotch do you like? I like scotch.
So blended.
Exactly. You're a smart man. Turn on your video.
I don't know why again it's not. Okay, I'll try to do different way. I believe I fixed it.
You're a good-looking kid. You're a good-looking, cute couple. Don't hide.
Yeah. So Helen is not with us because she keeps Shabbat.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I keep Shabbos too. But it's not sundown yet. I got another hour.
Okay. So she, by the way, she said to tell you.
Tell her I said Shabbat Shalom.
It's what she said. She said to tell you.
Tell her I said Shabbat Shalom. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. We're going to talk about health today while I'm drinking my Bud Light. And here's John Kruk. I wanted to pick a health theme today. We're even going to have a little trivia contest here. John, you've had a tough year. How important is health to you?
It's pretty important.
Well, I'm drinking to your health and every l'chaim, everybody else's health too. I think, you know what? All the money in the world isn't worth one day of being sick, is it?
No, but I can say it's very costly to get fixed.
It's costly. It's very expensive to get sick. How do we, and kind of our discussion today, how do we stay healthy? How do we live to be 100? How do we stay, does it matter how old you get if you don't feel good?
No.
I think we need I think everybody has to find what works for them. I've got some background noise. Okay. Everybody's got to find what works for them. What's the biggest problem in the United States right now?
Obesity.
Yeah. It's hard. It's really hard. I've been fighting all my life. About 15 years ago, I finally found what works for me. My weight was always like a yo-yo, and I always exercised and everything. And I found what really worked well for me. It's one of the books I wanted to share today. Have you ever heard of Dr. Jason Fung? Really great doctor from Canada. And he basically said, we eat too much, and maybe we should skip a few meals and let our insulin calm down a little bit. And you don't have that problem. You're underweight right now.
A little bit.
Yeah. And the thing that helped me to control my weight and to just feel good every day was to skip some meals. I eat one meal a day. I'm an OMAD, 1 meal a day kind of person. I eat a lot of things, but I'm not I eat steak, I eat fish and chicken, not every night. But I eat 1 meal a day. I usually have one big salad, and then I usually have a drink. I like a beer or glass of wine every night, and that's what works for me. Having that 1 meal a day, and I don't get hungry during the day. And I think controlling your weight is really important to getting to immortality, if you want to live to be 100. I think keeping your weight as low as is normal within your BMI. I'm not a doctor, by the way, or a nutritionist or anything. I'm just spouting off my opinion because I think going into 2022, health is important. Absolutely. Did you take a walk today, John? I guess he can't hear me. But that to me Jason Fung, he's got a podcast too, and his last name is Fung, and he's just got some brilliant ideas about health and about keeping your weight under control. And he basically talks a lot about skipping a few, not eating. Most Americans they have their breakfast, then they have maybe a frappuccino and a bagel or a crumb bun around 10, 11 o'clock. And then they have some more snacks. And then it's lunchtime and they're famished at lunch. Oh, I got to eat a lunch. You ever have that feeling like you had a decent breakfast, maybe you had a snack, mid-morning snack, and then by lunchtime, you're starving.
All the time.
Yeah. And that is about insulin, hormonal, triggering those hunger triggers all day long. They make you're not hungry, but your body is making you hungry. Okay.
A lot of times I've read that our hunger is actually dehydration.
Really good point you brought up. I drink a lot of liquids. I drink water, I drink Perrier, I drink black coffee all day long. Oh, Joseph, your video finally.
Finally.
Did you find the button to hit, or you just?
No, I just changed my computer from Lenovo to Mac. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
Okay, I've been skiing. I went skiing all day today, and I don't stop. I don't go in the lodge. It was a sunny day. It was a blue sky here in Winter Park, Colorado, and that's the great thing about having your own business. You want to go out for 3-4 hours and take a walk or whatever you want to do, take a nap. I wanted to go skiing today, and it was magnificent. All this new powder and blue sky, and I went up to 12,060 feet. And guess what happens when you're in high altitude and you've been skiing for 4 hours? Man,
you get hungry.
I'm not hungry. I'm dehydrated.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, I am dehydrated. Let me shut off my.
They suggest we dehydrate quicker in the winter because we don't realize it.
You know what I find sometimes when I'm hungry? It's a bit, you're right, John. It is about dehydration. When I'm hungry, I will have a cup of tea. I love green tea. I'll have a bottle of water. I'll just throw the whole bottle down. No calories in water. Your good old bottle of Evian or Perrier or just regular Safeway water. Or here in Colorado, the water is so good. We get it right off the mountain. We have our own water plant in this town. And the water is, to me, it's like Coca-Cola. It's icy cold, really good. Do you ever have anybody here ever been to Florida?
Yes.
The Floridians are going to get really mad at me right now. How bad is the water in Miami Beach?
I don't know. Never had any.
It's hard. It's horrible. It is gross. It has that eggshell smell from the sulfur or whatever they put in it. And it's really something. So drinking a lot of water, or when you're hungry, if you drink some water or a Perrier or club soda or something, all of a sudden my appetite goes away when I drink water. So I drink all day long. I drink liquids, and I don't get hungry during the day. I don't miss breakfast. I don't miss lunch. And then by 5, 6 o'clock, I have a normal dinner. I'll have a glass of wine. True or false? Hi, ladies. Thanks for joining, Suzette and Jessica.
Hi. Hello.
Okay, true or false question. We're going to play a little game here. Is it good for you or bad for you? Red wine, good for you or bad for you?
Good.
Good for you.
Yes.
Bad for you.
As
long as you don't drink too much.
Okay. Is there limitations to it?
It's
The Goldilocks
good and
zone.
bad.
Always the Goldilocks zone.
And by the way, this is a great wine. It's about $15 to $17 a bottle. It's called Butter. And then, Claudia loves the Chardonnay. I love the Cabernet. This is a $15 bottle of wine that tastes like a $50 bottle of wine.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Try that one.
So it's hard to find sometimes because whenever they put it on the shelf, it's people grab 3-4 bottles like me right away because it's that good. Don't you love when you find a bottle of wine and it's not that it's a $10 bottle of wine, but it tastes like a really expensive bottle? Don't you love that?
Oh, yes.
Anybody here ever drink Apothic?
Yes. Yes.
It's a very good wine. So another wine question is there a difference? And what's the stuff in wine that we discovered years ago that's very good for us? Anybody know the name of it?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember.
Good
Something like a tan. It sounds like tannins. It's a slightly different word.
It's an R word.
Phyto.
It's an R word. Trivia question.
I'm forgetting.
Resveratrol.
That's it. Isn't it resveratrol? Resveratrol?
Yeah, you said it better than me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I
Went
call
out
it
of my head there.
Resveratrol.
Yeah.
How do you say it again?
Resveratrol.
Resveratrol. So
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. What's better for you? A $75 bottle of wine from my favorite vineyard, Orfila in Escondido, California. I'm hoping they'll sponsor me someday. I'm really, because their wine is magnificent. This is their Syrah. This is a really nice wine. This is about $65, $75 a bottle. Is this healthier for you than the $15 bottle? True or false?
I imagine they're both the same.
You're right.
Well, it depends on the preservatives and how the wine is made. Though,
Right.
too.
Don't they have a lot of sugar?
Wine does have sugar.
Cheap wine, you're right. Cheap wines use sugar, a lot of sugar, because the grapes are cheap grapes are not blended right, and they add sugar to smooth it out.
It's it's the way it's fermented, though. That's
Sugar is in the fermenting process also. You're right. But is it a little sugar? Is it your Paisano, one of my favorite wines by the gallon? Okay. Or is it a really good vineyard that takes a lot of pride in the way they make it?
Yeah.
I know. I had a buddy back in the day when I was like 18, 20. He used to make his own wine, and the stuff was so bitter that we would actually put sugar into it when we poured the black part.
I'm going to be right back. Okay, hold on.
Okay. I got a great question for you guys. What's good? Is this healthy for you? Chicken soup? Is chicken soup healthy for you? Is when you're not feeling well, or would you call chicken soup a health food?
Depending who
Yes.
prepares it.
Okay.
And what they put in it, absolutely.
Okay. Would you say that this is a healthy food?
No.
Why not?
Sodium.
A lot of sodium and sugar.
Oh, yeah, a lot of sodium here. I got to use my magnifying glass. It's so small. How many people hate when it's so small, the nutritional information? You barely read it. Well, who knows what the sodium is in a can of chicken noodle soup? 1 cup.
Like 300.
Oh, wait.
1,000.
This is another game they play. You think when you have a bowl of chicken soup, it's going to be at least 1 cup to 2 cups, right? A nice bowl of soup. And this is condensed. Guess what they do on the serving side?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Half a cup.
A half a cup, and the sodium on a half a cup is 890 milligrams.
Wow.
I was close.
800. So that means if you have a normal serving of at least a cup and a half, 2 cups, you just got 9, 18, 20. You got 36 milligrams of salt.
That can right there is like 1 meal.
Oh yeah, well you're supposed to add a cup of water, a can of water with it too. It's condensed.
Yeah.
So healthier, not healthy.
Not really. No.
Okay, here's something interesting. This might challenge. Avocado, very high in fat. Hello, Marnie. Good to see you.
Hey, Claude. Good to be here.
Here we go. Avocados, Escondido, California, organic, no pesticide, very, very high in fat. Healthy or not healthy?
Healthy.
Thumbs up.
Yep.
Thumbs up. Why,
Yep.
Jessica?
Good
It's a
fat.
type of fat. It's a vegetable fat. It's got all the good essential fatty acids in it, and good for your skin and your nails and your hair and your heart as well. In moderation, right?
Exactly. Okay. Chocolate, healthy or not healthy?
Health.
Dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate is healthy.
Dark chocolate.
How about Reese's Peanut Butter Thins dark chocolate? Healthy? Or
No.
not?
Not really.
Healthy.
One thumb down, maybe.
It's not healthy?
Well,
We wish, right?
on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 4 or 5.
Is it okay?
Compared to what, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have one, these little thins, by the way, I mean, you gotta enjoy life once in a while and
Yeah.
have a little bit of
Mhm.
chocolate. These are
Yeah.
these are
Just-
the thins. Have you ever seen?
Go to the health food store and buy them. They do them in dark chocolate with either peanut butter or almond, and I'm forgetting the make of them, but they're so good. They're way better than those. They're not as sweet. Those are really sweet.
Let's see. Let's look at the sugar. It's 3 of those little ones are 170 calories. Not that bad, actually. Not that bad. Not as bad as some others. Can you have, if you can just have one, if you're that disciplined a person, can you have one of these after dinner or as a treat?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's okay. Can you eat the whole bag?
No, not in one go.
How about, here's one of my pet peeves, nutritional information. Why do companies hide their nutritional information or make it so small you can't read it?
Because
Or they lie with the serving size. You say, oh, it's only 70 calories, this Campbell's soup, but it's only the half cup, right?
Yeah, it's misleading.
Are cookies good for you? Good or bad?
Depends
It
on the
depends.
Honestly.
Here's one of my weaknesses in life. I love biscotti.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is Noni's, and this is why I love this company. Look what they have on the front of the box.
real ingredients.
Yeah, 110 calories. Yeah.
They're not ashamed of their product. They'll tell you it's 110 calories. Boom, it's right there.
Yeah.
I'm so, these companies that hide in nutritional information, the law says they have to put it on, but it doesn't tell them the size.
Yeah.
Or, and that to me is really wrong. Here's something. How about balsamic vinegar?
Good.
Good, or here's my favorite. It's from the same vineyard that we get our wine from. They make wonderful balsamic vinegar. No, here's the one thing though. No nutritional information
Mm.
on it. Isn't that interesting?
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
I don't know if they add sugar or salt or food coloring.
Hmm.
I actually had to call them up and speak to the head vintner. And he said there's something like 5 calories in a tablespoon or something like that.
It's fermented though, isn't it? Again, fermented.
It's fermented,
Be
but
good for you.
I don't even know if there's could be a minor trace amount of alcohol even in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do
Usually
you,
fermenting's
by the
good
way,
for you.
what salad dressing? You have this healthy, I have a big salad every night. What happens when we put Marie's chunky blue cheese dressing, we put that bottle in there? What happens?
Makes it yummy.
Does anyone?
Wrong answer, right?
Seriously, you get a good balsamic vinegar and you put it on your salad. You're having the salad, you're getting your fiber, your roughage, you put your little avocados on there, half an avocado on there and everything. And you put this on, you're literally, you're getting full and you have no calories to speak of.
Yeah.
Olive oil is very healthy, Claude.
In proportion.
Yes, absolutely. In
I
moderation.
love olive oil. Olive oil. We were in Pinehurst for 6 months. I saw something I've never seen. You guys got to tell me if you've ever seen this. I found a olive oil store.
Mhm.
Has anyone here ever seen a store? It's like Saturday Night Live used to have a thing, the Scotch tape store in the mall. You remember? All they sold was Scotch tape. It's an old Saturday Night Live. Can you imagine going to a store? All they sell is olive oil, different flavored olive oil.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Do they make it themselves or do they import it?
They make it themselves. Everything.
Oh.
It was a cute little store. It couldn't have been more than 600 square feet. And they had all these different mushroom olive oil, orange flavored olive oil, all these different garlic olive oil. I mean, whatever. They had like hundreds of different types of olive oil. And they gave you a bottle and you just filled it up in your bottle. And and you have your butter flavored olive oil. What are those expensive mushrooms called? Help me out. Truffles. Truffle olive oil. Little bottle, $25.
Oh, jeez.
So is olive oil good for you or bad? What did we decide?
It's good for you.
Very good for you. Very good for you.
How about my Bud Light with lime? My little 12-ounce. John brought up the thing about hydrating. Sometimes when you're hungry, it's not hunger. You don't need food. You need hydration. Anybody here you were really hungry and you drank something, some seltzer or some water, and all of a sudden your hunger went away?
Yes.
Yes.
I find that really works for me. Does anyone have any tips what to do when you get hungry?
Eat.
Well, I was going to say, I read this somewhere and I've been kind of living by this, is that when you eat, you don't want your stomach, you don't want to eat to capacity. You want to eat to maybe 3/4 capacity and leave some room in there. And then it takes a little while to register that you're full, but we're not supposed to eat until we're like stuffed,
That's the Japanese. The Japanese have that theory that you're supposed to eat until you're half full or 3/4 full.
3/4 is what I understand.
Yeah, somebody Google that. It's a Japanese philosophy of eating, just to a certain level, and then just taking a break for 2-3 minutes. And you know what you discover a lot of times, that you're full if you wait a little while.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think.
But then you're hungry again in an hour later. That's the problem.
Oh, good point. Why? Anybody here ever have a big dinner? The old joke about Chinese food? You're hungry. Okay.
Where are you? I'll be done in a minute.
Oh, wait, let's see that kiss again. Wait a second. Wait. Come on. Keep her up. You can do it. That's a kiss. Sorry, I'm a romantic at heart.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I can only stay a couple more minutes then. I didn't know you were doing the class today. I just saw the email and I was like, oh, cool.
You were with
Is it on the Skype room? Did I miss it?
Yeah, I posted it and I also sent out a notification, an email. You should have got the email too.
I got it just a couple minutes ago, just before you started. Yeah.
Suzette, I think it was Suzette. You brought up a great thing. Anybody ever have a big meal and then an hour later, you're stuffed. You had a big stuff, and then an hour later, you're hungry again. Why does anyone, and this is back to Dr. Jason Fung, who talks about this, the insulin, the ghrelin, the different hormonal secretion. Why does our body, when we've got a full belly, we have this huge meal, why does our body trick us into thinking we should eat more? Why is it doing this to us?
The body's seeking for energy to burn, for the calories.
But you got a belly full of food you just ate. How could you possibly?
But it's the insulin, like you mentioned, the insulin goes up and down, and when it's starting to crash, now the body's looking for more of that.
Yeah, and I recommend this book, or go on YouTube, Dr. Jason Fung, F-U-N-G. This man is a nephrologist from Canada. He's genius. He's the first person to say it's about, your body is through years of evolution, not trying to offend anybody, but I'm sorry, that's what I believe. Your body is a freezer and it loves to store food away. Why?
For later use.
Later days, maybe. What if you were a caveman and you just killed your first mammoth and you ate really wonderful for 2-3 days, but you could only kill maybe 1 or 2 mammoths a winter. You might go a couple days or weeks without your next meal.
You store energy. It's storing energy. So you
Storing
have it for later
storing
on.
fat, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where does
ATP.
go ahead, John?
I was just saying, you store I think it's the ADP and the ATP or whatever it is, where it breaks down into the insulins and the cortisols and stuff.
Yeah. ADP and ATP.
What is our wonderful genius body? Did you? You ever see? Where do men get fat? Where's the weight go? The visceral fat
Belly.
Your stomach.
on the
The
stomach.
belly. The belly.
Why does our genius body store all that fat in our stomach?
It's the powerhouse of the body.
The gut.
Yeah, and guess
There's a
what?
lot of fat cells there. So
Yeah, it's called visceral fat. It stores it like our bodies are like a freezer, and we can change. And basically what Fung says is we can change that by what we eat, how often we eat, and how much we eat.
Mhm.
So can I throw a curveball to all of that?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm gonna put
I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist. This is all subjective, and I'm just sharing. Everybody's got to find their own way. That was
Oh
my.
yeah, yes. So because we're all in investigating and doing our own due diligence, right? I heard this doctor, he's from Tennessee, and he goes completely the opposite way. He talks about only eating meat and doing the carnivore keto. But everything that you eat on there, everything that you need for doing to store the energy, for fiber, for everything, you can still get it from the meat.
No.
And then you eat, and then you don't feel like you have to eat every hour or every 2 hours. So a lot of people.
Satisfying.
Can I comment on this? Can I take the floor for a second?
Is that
Yeah.
You go into a state called ketosis. So your body's burning its own fat, but it can be dangerous over a period of time. Ketoacidosis can actually be very dangerous. So that's a
Yeah, but now it doesn't happen with carnivore.
people. Sorry?
Yeah, I know, I've heard of that, but it doesn't happen with carnivore. When you're doing carnivore, it doesn't happen with that because you're eating good meat. Yeah.
We need
Well,
carbohydrates.
that's what the doctor said, and it's never
No.
happened.
Creatine with
Dangerous.
Go ahead, John.
I said with the meat diet, you get a lot more creatine, don't you? And then that breaks down into whatever it does.
Get more what again?
And with the all meat diet, you get a lot more creatine.
And cholesterol.
That too.
But see,
It's okay
your
for
brain. So here's the thing. I have this good friend, and her dad was a vegetarian for many, many, many years. Vegetarian, that he would not eat anything other than vegetables for years. He ended up getting dementia. And when he got dementia, now he wanted nothing to do with vegetables. All he wanted to eat was meat. And I always thought, wow, that's interesting, where you've been vegetarian for so many years, and the only thing that he wanted to eat when he got into that dementia part, that he couldn't remember anything about anybody. The only thing that he wanted to eat was meat. So it always kind of kept me thinking, okay, how does that happen? But at that time, I guess the body was asking for something that it's been missing for many, many years. And that's the way, when then I heard this other doctor talking about that, and it kind of makes sense to me. And that's the only reason why I was just mentioning that.
Have any of you read, and it's a good point, have any of you ever read Michael Pollan, In Defense of Food and the Omnivore? And he talks about the food chain and being an omnivore, eating vegetarian, eating meat, good meat. What do we know about these? What do we know about these farms? I mean, America loves their hamburgers and their ribs and their chicken. What do we know about these gigantic factory farms? Are these animals, are they given antibiotics and hormones and things like that?
Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
And then we eat them, and now we've got all these chemicals from these animals in our body also. I think I believe in moderation. Do I love a good steak once in a while? Absolutely. Do I have it ever? Do I have meat every night? No.
Mhm.
So
That's
they're
the
talking
smart
about
way.
the plants as well. The plants, their only self of defense, the only method of defense for the plants is by poison, right? Because they don't have any other defense mechanism against anything. A lot of people are allergic to that. They just don't know it because what we're taught is that we need to eat vegetables more than anything else. But I'm talking about myself and then my husband. We tried it and he lost about 40 pounds and he got off the medication. He got off high blood pressure and cholesterol medication. He doesn't need it. And his blood pressure is better than ever without any medication at all.
Yeah.
So, you know,
What does he
to
eat
me,
now? What do you guys eat? As an
Yeah.
ongoing, what do you eat now to maintain your weight?
we eat meat. We eat meat.
Every
Just eat
do you have
every day?
every
And
day,
no
breakfast,
vegetables?
lunch, dinner? Okay. I think there's a
We
place.
we can eat vegetables if we want to, but
Sure.
my experience been I was eating very little, just chicken, yet very lean, and I gained weight all the time. I felt that I was bloated all the time, and I was eating greens, and I was eating chicken, lean meat, very little, like we're taught in school, and none of that worked for me until I switched it, you know, and then I really, really saw the change. And I thought I was like, I couldn't believe it myself until I heard this doctor talking about it. And this doctor is not trying to sell me a pill, is not trying to sell me a program, is not trying to sell me anything. So I just, you know, started listening to that. And it worked. Again, it's not going to work for everybody. Not everything works for everybody, right? And I'm not trying to sell that here to anybody either. But you know, that really worked for us. And trying because I'm number one trying all kinds of supplements and shakes and you name it. I used to spend more than $300 a month in supplements alone.
Wow.
How much
I have
weight
a
did you guys
comment. Hold on
lose?
1 second. I have a comment in the YouTube or live broadcasting from UR. It says balance. Just because you're an omnivore doesn't mean you're healthy. And vegetables with a big, thick T-bone steak. Okay. I think everybody's got to find their own way.
Mm-hmm.
What worked for me might not work for you. I think everybody's got to
Yep.
find what works for their thing. For me, having one meal a day, just drinking liquids all day long, having a normal dinner. We'll have fish, we'll have chicken. Tonight's taco night with a lot of vegetables, beans, and a little bit of meat, buffalo. We like buffalo meat because it doesn't have the hormones and antibiotics in it, and it's very lean. So I like meat. I just don't have it all the time because
Yeah.
I feel that bloated thing that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Do I love a big juicy steak once in a while? Of course.
Yeah.
But I probably have a steak once every 2-3 weeks
That's good.
on it. Big salad every night with a little vinegar, malted Heinz vinegar or a little balsamic vinegar. And let's switch gears just a little bit. How does exercise fit into this whole longevity health aspect? What do you
Right up there
Art.
as part of the recipe for success, right?
Are we too? What's the word?
Sedentary.
Yeah. Are we sitting in front of? Are we watching too much Netflix and stuff? And do we drive everywhere? And what about who said today? Was that you, John? You said what's with these scooters all over the place? Nobody can walk anymore. You got to take a bloody scooter for 2 blocks. Did you say that, John? Was that you today?
We were talking about the person that came up to you on the little.
Oh, okay. You want to?
While you were in the mall.
John and I were talking about where's the best place on a hot summer day or a really cold a winter day. Where's the best place to take a walk when it's miserable outside? The shopping mall, the mall, right?
Yes.
In Colorado, we have the the Colorado Mills, and they have a loop, and you got to go twice past the food court, unfortunately. But It's about a mile. This loop is
By
a mile.
design.
So this was about 2-3 years ago. Claudia's going shopping, and I like to jog. And it was a miserable day outside, and I'm doing a light jog in the mall. You know, I'm doing my laps in the mall. It's great. I got my little Apple Watch on. Everything. I gotta be PC here a little bit. This very large lady, the security lady, on one of those little scooters. What do you call those little 2-wheel scooters they stand up on? If they balance themselves.
Oh, I know. I can't remember the name, but I know what you're talking about. Ah.
I had a brain cell. So this lady, I'm jogging along. You know, I'm not running full 4-minute miles. I'm just jogging along, and she pulls up next to me in the Segway. Says, "You can't run in the mall here, sir." I mean, I'm getting yelled at like a little kid here for running in the hallway. You know?
Oh my God.
They probably thought you were running from somebody.
I don't know. I run every day. I exercise every day. We have a treadmill in our house. If it's really bad outside, I do my mileage on my tread. I try to do 10 miles a day, which is not, it might sound extreme, but it's part of my daily routine. I tell people about a 5-minute rule. Can you take a 5-minute walk every day just to get your foot out the door?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go 2.5 minutes out. Guess what happens if it's a nice day, you feel good, you're listening to some good tunes or something like that. Guess what happens? You may go 10 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. And when you do 2-3 miles and you're burning up 100 calories, maybe 75 a mile, that kind of gives you a little edge, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
What's your exercise? I do this every day. I try to, burn 1,000 calories a day to give me that edge. I don't eat all day, and I burn up 1,000 calories. That gives me a little bit of an edge at dinner time. So I can have a glass of wine. I can have a Noni's cookie, 110 calories. If I burned an extra 1,000, okay.
Yeah.
So to me, can exercise become part of your daily routine? Can it be even enjoyable?
I love it.
It could be.
I love it.
Anybody here ever have runner's high?
Yes.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's an endorphin effect.
Yes, it is. That's right.
Do you ever get that you're exercising and you just feel so good, and you're working out and you're not tired?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a wonderful feeling?
Yeah.
You don't get it often enough. I've got a little note here: 1 meal a day, water, and lots of exercise. Yeah, that's what works for me.
Yeah.
That's my routine, but I still think everybody's got to find their own way. If you want to eat a lot of meat and get into ketosis, and you can keep your cholesterol and your blood work healthy, and it works for you, God bless you, do it.
Amen.
The problem I had in life was the yo-yo, the up and
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until I started meal restricting.
Mm-hmm.
I eat whatever I want for dinner, but I don't eat the rest of the day while I'm exercising. And that was, for me, that was the magic solution that worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've had trouble with my weight all my life, just up and down 20, 30 pounds all the
Same
time.
here. Mm-hmm.
How do you ever have those? You remember Oprah when she came out with the wagon with all that fat on it? Remember?
Oh, yeah.
That's drama TV.
Yeah. Do you ever have when your pants are, gee, why are these so tight all of a sudden? And it's like, okay, I got to get back on the wagon.
Yes.
So see, it's like now when what the government is trying to do with us, they want us to stay home. And now they're giving double up in donuts for people that have been vaccinated and people that are here just drink a lot of alcohol. What is that doing for us? It's really not doing anything good for us. So what are they trying to do? Keep us unhealthy.
Who is the worst mass marketing enemy of good health? What are they doing? What do we see constantly on TV? Constantly.
Just junk food and sweets and fast food.
Pharma, a lot of medication.
Mhm.
Yeah. And how about in the supermarket? You go to the supermarket, what do you see on those end caps? Or did you ever
Junk food.
Yeah. Or how about the TV screen? This is the one I don't like, the TV screens by the cash register or by the gas pump. You ever see, what do they show you?
Lots of meals, good looking meals too.
Junk food.
Mhm.
Are they manipulating us subconsciously with all pictures and
Of course.
Yes.
all day long, right?
I know. Have you seen those McDonald's hamburgers? How good and juicy they look in the TV, but when you actually go to this, they're really not like that. But like you said, they're utilizing the good colors and the fluffy this and the pretty pictures to entice it.
They do them commercials. They actually airbrush the food.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Very dishonest, isn't it?
Mhm.
You know, I'm worried about, we
Add
talk
stuff
about,
to it to make
go
it
ahead,
drip.
John, I'm sorry.
I was just saying, and then they'll add stuff to it to make it look like it's juicy and dripping. They're on like PBS, they had a big thing on it a while, like years ago.
Yep, they're not honest. They're not honest telling us the real stuff.
Healthy or not healthy?
Healthy.
Healthy.
No, that has a lot of sugar.
Yes.
Good sugar, though.
Look at the serving size. Can you guys see that?
What a
Yeah.
cup.
A quarter cup.
That's a lot of raisins, though.
What's a quarter cup of raisins? It's nothing. I could shove the whole box in my mouth when I'm hungry, okay?
Yes.
A quarter cup, that's a serving. Nobody's gonna have, what's a quarter cup? I mean, what is that? Like a
But that's concentrated energy. That's very nutritious because it's a whole food. It's a dried food. And if you want to be doing endurance exercise or something, you just have a little bit sprinkled on your cereal, and that will keep you going. It's a good form of carbohydrate, which is our main fuel, and it's got lots of vitamins and iron and everything. And so I give it the thumbs up.
And it's a natural food.
Mhm.
Okay. It's slightly processed, slightly. They got to dry them on the vines in the field and everything like that. And I don't believe they add any sugar to this particular one, but it's 120 calories per quarter cup. I don't know about you. I'm not going to have a quarter cup. I'm going to have a full cup. What's a cup? Anybody have a cup of coffee cups? It's real small. It's nothing. Right? So I'm going to have a cup and say to myself, oh boy, these raisins are so healthy. I just had almost 500 calories in that one cup. And that was 5 miles I had to run this morning. Okay. Those 5 miles just disappeared in that one little cup of raisins. Do we have a chance?
But you have them on other foods to give it more flavor and a little bit of sweetness without adding like high fructose corn syrup. So it's in addition to other healthy foods with fiber.
Can we do that with meat? What you just said? Can we have a little deck of cards? Can we have a little bacon or chicken or really a good cut of meat on our salad or something? A little bit.
Definitely.
I think we got to stay away from extremism in food.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a big fan of, if you've never read Michael Pollan, I mean, it's really, the guy's great. He says, you can eat things, but maybe you can't eat all that processed stuff. Maybe you want to eat more natural foods, good foods.
Yes.
The problem is finding that good natural food because nowadays everything is somehow processed. They put some kind of chemicals on it when they're growing it and when they're sending it to the stores for us to get it. So really, even the stuff that says natural and the stuff that says that's good for you, it's very questionable. Very.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't buy foods with any packaging. The best food is the food that just is wrapped in nature's wrapper, which is like, you know, a corn in a husk or a potato in its skin or vegetables in there, a banana, you know.
Bananas. Who loves bananas more than I love
I
bananas?
love bananas. Yeah.
Oh, is a banana or a I'm trying to think of that one apple I love. Honeycrisp.
Honeycrisp, really good.
Oh my God. A banana and a Honeycrisp apple and maybe a real cute. Now, did you notice they have to give names to tangerines? Now they're not tangerines anymore, they're cuties. And look at the sticker they have to put on it. If you want to find love in your life, you've got to eat these tangerines. Oh man, I love bananas. Oh God, is banana the perfect?
I like bananas, but they're like eating something that's already been chewed.
There's a girl on YouTube, and all she eats is bananas all day long.
Oh.
She's and she would eat 10 bananas a day, and then there was another YouTube. He had to top her, being a guy, and so he said, "I eat 30 bananas a day."
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Did you ever watch the YouTubes on food and nutrition and stuff?
No.
Sometimes, yeah.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun. So here's another book by Jimmy Moore,
Mm-hmm.
The Guide to Fasting. I'm really big into this. I've been doing it for years now. Just skipping. I've never been hungry. Is anybody here not hungry in the morning? I've never been hungry for breakfast. But then
in the middle of the night.
Night. I used to be, I'm going to take a shot of sodium pentothal and have a sip of my Bud Light here so I tell the truth. I used to get up at night and dive into that refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's the worst thing? The worst thing in the refrigerator was the big jar of Skippy peanut butter. Has anyone ever taken a spoon and just gone into the Skippy?
Yes.
Do you know how many
Long time ago.
There's a lot of sugar in Skippy.
Not the sugar. Yeah.
You ever wake up at 1 a.m. and you're ravenous?
Yep.
Has anyone ever had that? I used to have that problem all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wake up like 3 or 4 and I'm hungry and I'm like, I'll eat a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
Oh, American cereal. Good or healthy or not healthy? This is
Not healthy.
talking about.
I do shredded wheat.
Depends on the brand. Shredded wheat's good.
Isn't shredded wheat? Tell me, isn't shredded wheat a processed product though? I've never seen them on trees. These little biscuit that you shredded. Is that a process?
A little bit, but it's still quite good on the scale. You know, most things are on a scale. You know, it's not everything's all good or all bad. There's always a scale. So shredded wheat is a whole food and a whole grain, and it has a lot of fiber and nutrition. So it's still a good choice for sure.
How about Cheerios? Claudia and I love Cheerios. Love.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're whole grain. They're oat, based with mostly oat.
They give me heartburn.
Good though, I think.
What's that?
They give me heartburn.
Depends on which box of the Cheerios, because some of them got a lot of extra, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
What's the most decadent Cheerio you've ever seen? Cheerios. There's like 20 different kinds of Cheerios now.
Yeah.
There's like chocolate and
Chocolate Cheerios.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
Chocolate. Oh gosh. I mean, I just read a Honey Nut Cheerios. Have you noticed that they're combining food products together now all of a sudden?
Mhm.
Oreo flavored Captain Crunch or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
But a lot of those cereal companies are owned by one company.
You
They
know,
just keep different numbers, different names, but they're just owned by this one company.
Well, that and they'll white label them to other companies.
Mhm.
hey, I got a question for the group. What the hell has happened to Oreos? Have you
Oh,
seen?
no.
Have you seen Oreo? I mean, when I was a kid, Oreos were, fun or Hydrox or whatever. You took them apart, you licked them. You got two, and in school they gave you two of them with your milk and everything.
Yeah.
Have you seen? What is it? Double or triple stuffed Oreo? Oreos are the size of sandwiches.
I
And
love
highly
Oreos. They're like one of my
addictive.
weaknesses. I like the ones covered in fudge. They have a fudge layer. Oh my gosh, they're so good.
They're highly addictive.
They're so good.
Oh my God. Oh, and then every time there's a holiday, a pumpkin or double stuffed Oreos.
Mm. Now they
Oh,
have the thins too. They have the thin ones too.
yeah. Trying to talk you into thinking
Yeah.
that they'll make you thin if you eat them because they're thin. Oh.
Everybody have what's a diet tip that everybody has around the room? Joseph is going to tell us a splendid scotch, I think, right?
Yeah, correct. Honor out.
Is there anything wrong with having a nice scotch on the rocks once in a while?
No,
What about alcohol? It's not.
it's okay in moderation.
Everything in moderation, right?
Yeah.
2 or 3 glasses.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say everything.
Most
Like you don't want to do heroin, for instance,
No.
even in moderation.
No,
Well,
not even a little bit.
Just saying.
Can I get real controversial here?
Yes.
Okay. Real controversial. I'm in Colorado. You know what we're famous for here, what we started here.
weed.
Weed.
Yeah.
Edibles.
They were really selling it here as a wonder drug. It's medicinal. It helps with glaucoma and everything like that. Is putting smoke into your body healthy?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, but edibles.
What about the? No, seriously, I don't know. Are edibles? Is there a health?
Yeah. It's almost, you almost get the same effect as you do from smoking it. But it does have the healing or medicinal properties also. So you don't get the negative aspect of smoking it where you get the tar and all that in your system.
Mm.
I feel the same way about what do you call those vapes or whatever?
Mm.
Mhm.
And vapes are not good for you also, I guess.
How does it affect the liver? I don't know the answer to this question, but if you're eating edibles rather than smoking, but your liver has to process it still. So how does it affect your liver? Does anybody know?
I've
Is
never
it-
looked into that.
I don't know. Is it good for your body or not?
Oh, it tastes good.
It depends who you ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody will tell you, well, heck yeah, maybe not.
What's amazing here? It's legal in Colorado, and you always smelled marijuana on the chairlift. On a day that was, you always got everybody else's smell, smoking. But now what's interesting is outside the lodge, it's today was a nice sunny 32-degree day here. Everybody was outside or in the picnic tables and everything. Guess what they were all doing? A lot, not all, but a lot of them.
Smoking?
Smoking.
It was interesting.
Mm.
And, it's
If more people smoke, there'd be less fighting in the world.
well, maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. As long as they're not behind the wheel.
I know I don't know many people that like to argue when they're blown.
To mellow. Absolutely. So we're getting towards the end here. Everybody, let's go around the room here. Share us your health tip or what works for you. Because everybody looks nice and healthy here. What's your health tip? Yeah, share a health tip with somebody.
Drink lots of water.
A lot of water. Just a glass or how many glasses?
8 ounce or more, 64 ounces, I guess, or more. I drink probably normally 2 gallons of water a day.
Daily water intake is supposed to be at the
That's
But
good.
like right now, I was told that I can only drink a 2-liter worth of fluids until my artery and my leg grows back or whatever it does,
Mm. Mm.
Okay.
which is
Mm.
really hard because I drink so much fluids.
Okay. Jessica, I'm going to make you moderator. I have to leave for 30 seconds. You're in
Okay,
charge.
okay. So who's next? So tell us one of
Get your
your
health tip.
health tips that keeps you feeling good or gets you out of a bind if you're super hungry and you're traveling or something. Who wants to be next?
You tell us, Jessica. You tell us what you do.
Okay,
Yeah.
for me, what I actually do, Claude brought up one of the foods earlier today on the show. I get a small handful of mixed nuts and I mix it with some raisins. Sometimes I throw some apricots in there as well, nuts and raisins, and it really gives me a little bit of quick energy. And it also gives me some like endurance energy with the healthy fats from the nuts. Claude, I was just talking about raisins because one of my little health tips for me when I'm really hungry and on the go, I have a little scoop of mixed nuts and then I add a little scoop of raisins. Sometimes I throw a few apricots in there as well. And it really gives me a combination of quick energy and sustained energy. And I feel good when I do that. So that's one of my tips.
Good tip.
Okay.
Yeah. Suzette, what about you?
I drink a lot of water, and when I'm hungry and I don't want to eat anything, now don't judge me. What I'm going to say right now is completely out of the norm.
Uh-huh.
Completely out of the norm. I eat butter.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow.
Is
My
butter?
little sister used to dip French fries in butter.
I love it because it takes, I don't eat a lot. It's not that I see it and eat a whole bowl of butter, right?
Okay.
But it takes the edge when I don't want to eat or when I'm hungry and I just don't want to eat just yet. I'm getting ready for my meal or I'm just holding myself as much as I can because we're trying to eat one meal a day, just like Claude is saying. And I eat a little, and when I have cravings of sugar, because I am very sugar, one thing I discovered is that I'm very sensitive to the sugar. So, and I'm very, unfortunately, addicted to sugar. And if I go back to the sugar, it's like a switch come right back and all I want to eat is sugar, 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 sugar. And I'm trying to avoid that. So when I have my little cravings, I just eat a little tiny, maybe a spoon or less of butter, and it just takes it away like this. And it just keeps me going.
I have a question for Suzette. When I have an ear of corn, I need butter and salt on it. It's the only, I never add salt to food. I rarely use butter. Does that make me a bad person?
No, absolutely not. But your body needs salt. Your body doesn't need sugar. You can live without sugar, but your body needs salt. So I know it's completely against what we learn in school that you gotta be moderate on that, but your body needs this salt because your organs in your body need salt. And a lot of illnesses that we get is because we have inflammations and stuff internally. How is that come about? Because of sugar, not because of the salt.
Because of refined sugar. We need sugar. We can't live without sugar. But we
can live without sugar. We can live without. Oh yeah, you can.
Glucose fuels our brains, and if we don't have sugar in our system, we will die.
Well, you're talking about glucose, though.
Glucose, yeah, glucose is sugar. Glucose,
exactly.
Sugar is 2 molecules. You split them apart, they're one molecule. That's glucose.
What happens when
I eat zero? I eat zero sugar, zero fruits, zero, none of that. And I don't feel sick at all. And on the contrary, I feel more focused than ever before. My stomach problems, I used to have stomach problems, all that went away.
Do you eat any forms of carbohydrate at all?
Exactly.
No,
yeah.
No carbs.
And how long have you been on that diet for?
Since February last year. So it's going to be a year.
A year. So, and what do you eat in a day? Well, this is probably too long a conversation for right now, but what is your day? Because
I just do one meal, just like Claude says, just one meal. Because when I eat a
meal.
I eat a steak. I eat a steak, nice fatty, full of butter steak with bacon sometimes, and I feel full for the rest of the day. I don't have to eat anything else.
Nothing else? That's it?
Nope, that's it. Water all day, and that one meal satisfies me. Now, sometimes when I get hungry, I eat another steak or whatever. But and I've done it, and I lost weight. My husband lost 40 pounds, so it works, and we feel fantastic. So and that's how I discovered that I was very sugar sensitive and how addicted I was towards sugar. Claude knows we went to Hawaii and our breakfast, what it was for breakfast, all this sugary stuff. Yeah. Now we don't need none of that.
What's in that Hawaiian bread, that delicious?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, so good.
That's a sin.
I gotta stay away from that stuff.
I know. And I was addicted to all that. I mean, give me sugar all day, every day. That's how I was. So it was a very hard thing for me to break the sugar because I love sugar.
I think there's a difference, Jessica was getting to this, between processed raw sugar and corn syrup and eating natural carbs that convert to glucose.
Correct.
Right, but the bananas.
Corn has sugar in it, but it's in a long molecule. It takes a long time for the body to break down.
For somebody like me who's so sensitive to sugar, all that affects me completely in the wrong way. So it takes me completely out of a whack. And that's how I discovered it, by stopping eating. And then I started adding one at a time to see how my body was going to react to that. And that's how I discovered I couldn't. Yeah. But it's me because of my sensitivity to sugar.
Who else has a tip here? Joseph, Rick, Marnie? Give us
I can give you a tip. So it's very simple. Just follow whatever your wife says.
We have two rules in my house. She's always right. She's always right.
Do what your wife says and she's always right.
Always right. I'm very lucky. I married a woman much smarter than me.
No, I'm sure that's not the case. You're very smart. You're both smart.
Anybody else? Marnie, Rick, you guys are blanked out there. How about one of the tips I use? How about air popped popcorn? Who here loves popcorn?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Popcorn is nutritious. It's not when it's soaked in oil and artificial. And all that stuff. But if you have an air popper, and you make yourself a nice bowl of popcorn, it's delicious.
It's full of fiber and it's got some B vitamins in it. It's a good way to go for sure. Good choice.
You have it with a glass of wine and you think you're having a feast, okay?
I actually drizzled a little bit of virgin olive oil on my popcorn, a little bit of salt and pepper, and it's really good. And you can put paprika on it as well.
Yes.
It's really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Very tasty.
I don't over the last year when I was in North Carolina and I went into that olive oil store, I have become an olive oil fiend. I mean, it's something about it. It's part of that Mediterranean diet they always talk about.
Yeah.
Use olive oil to pop my popcorn.
Oh,
so good for you. They say it's probably one of the most healthiest foods in the world is olive oil.
Absolutely.
And I've got a trivia question for everybody. Is olive a fruit or a vegetable?
Oh, you told us last time, so I won't say it.
I know, but you're here. You heard it before. Does anybody know?
It's a trick question, isn't it?
It's kind of a trick question. Yeah.
I'm gonna assume it's a fruit because they put it in alcoholic beverages.
Anybody else want to weigh in?
If you ask, it's fruit.
Okay. Anyone else? What's that?
It's a fruit, right?
Yes, it is a fruit.
Yeah.
I didn't know till recently. I looked it up.
It has to do
tomatoes.
something.
Tomatoes are fruit.
Tomatoes. Oh,
Yes.
That's another one of my. There's a farm in Escondido, California, Triani, Triani, and they grow organic tomatoes and then they dry them. They're a little expensive.
So
a pack
good.
like $30-something. But did you ever use dried tomatoes on your salad or just as a snack?
Delicious.
And very low, very healthy. good for the guys for that.
They're good on pizza too. Put them on a pizza.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they have a
Chocolate
wonderful
pizza.
flavor. I think they're very moderate, very low in calories.
They're very good. And they got good fiber in them, lots of vitamin C. They're really good.
They're really good, really good. And last one of my, I haven't talked about it much. I don't know if you could see the screen. This is one of my people I've been following, David Sinclair. He's a Harvard researcher. He's doing a lot of research on longevity. He believes and research. There's so much research on so many things on longevity right now. And I was just listening to him today, and he said 20% of it is really, we always say, gee, it's in your genes and everything. He said, no, that's 20% of your genes, really.
Yeah.
So the other 80% is about your body. Are you exercising? Are you watching what you eat and how much you eat and how often you eat? And are you shocking your body once in a while with heat and cold and exercise and maybe not eating 7-8 meals a day?
Yeah.
And his book is Lifespan, Why We Age and Why We Don't. And he has a new podcast. It just started this week, David Sinclair. It's very, very good.
Is that a new version of the old Lifespan book?
This is the, I don't know. This is
What year is it written?
I think he wrote this 2019. He wrote this.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know.
But he's coming out with a new book, and his podcast is very good. And it just came out this week. And he tries to make it very sensible, and he backs everything up with science and so forth. So between Sinclair and Mike and David and Jason Fung, I think there's some really great stuff coming out about staying healthy and living much longer. Okay,
Yeah.
Claudia's mom is 94 years old.
Wow.
And the woman, she broke her hip, and we were there for 6 months, and then she kicked us out. She wanted her freedom back. She wanted her. Okay, and she takes care of herself, and she cooks herself, and does everything. She's 94.
Wow.
She's going to be 95 in March 12th.
That's amazing.
Oh, wow.
That's great.
And we're
What
seeing.
does she eat? Let's find out what she eats. We'll do that. That's the next show.
She's a nibbler, a grazer.
Mhm.
She'll eat a bologna sandwich. She'll have a Swanson's TV dinner. She is not a health food person.
Oh, wow.
She's like Joseph. She loves a scotch on the rocks, or a couple glasses or a bottle of Chardonnay. Woman can eat under the table. It's amazing. We're seeing right now in our society, we are seeing a major shift. People are living longer, and hopefully they'll live healthy. Who wants to live to be 100 if you're not healthy, is what I always,
Yeah.
I think and the science is radically changing right now. We're seeing some really big breakthroughs right now on it. So did you guys like this? Was very different. Thank you for joining, participating and everything. Is this a good topic to touch on once in a while?
It is.
I think it's great. Yeah, super.
It's not gut selling. I'm sorry.
No, but it'll make us have more guts.
Yes.
And our guts will be healthier.
Healthy guts. Yes.
Healthy guts.
Yeah, healthy gut, probiotics, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I have one health food that I love that Claudia has to leave the room when I eat it. Anybody want to venture what it is?
Garlic.
No, I love garlic, but no, it's not that. It's an Asian food.
Kimchi.
How did you know that?
Just a feeling, a little bit psychic.
There's something wrong with me. Somewhere in my family history, we were Japanese or Chinese or Korean. I love kimchi.
It's really good for you. Really good for you.
Is anyone here? I mean, it's fermented cabbage. It's got fish in it, fish oil, anchovies, a lot of salt. gosh, I can just dive right into it, and everything. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Everybody stay healthy,
Thank you.
be happy, have a prosperous 2022, and I'll see you guys on Monday, okay?
Perfect. Thank you
Yes.
so
Have
much,
a great
everybody.
weekend.
Have a great
Thank you,
weekend.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Bye.